welcome to the Chat Box. I'm Emily Regalado, and this is my co-host,
Hannah Algie.
For the last time, let's dive into the wonderful world of books.
We're here to bring a weekly book club experience where we discuss one book in depth, but today we are going to do a special edition where we highlight books we will accept no criticism on.
So we'll take turns talking about our picks. So my pick is going to be first, and basically it is the Game of Thrones.
So why did you choose this one, Emily?
So I chose Game of Thrones because I've seen the entire show from beginning to end, and just the books do so much better for the storyline than the shows do. And I thought the shows were a 10 out of 10. So if the shows were a 10 out of 10, this is like a 12 out of 10. So I literally love this book so much.
So is that book the entirety of the show?
Oh God, no.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say there's
so
no
small.
way.
It's literally like a Bible, I like to say, because this is like the first out of I think 5 or 6 of the books that they have, but I like the first one the best because it introduces all the characters, so you get that perspective on how the characters look like and how they act like, which reflects, I feel like, the show.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, Game of Thrones is definitely right up your alley for sure.
Yeah, because I love fantasy books, as we know, and Game of Thrones is like the epitome of what fantasy books are, I feel like.
For sure.
So that's definitely why I think this is something I will accept no criticism on.
Yeah, fair enough. So my first pick is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I mean, for obvious reasons, it's the best book ever. I read it in one sitting. I literally never got up even to go to the bathroom. And it was nothing like I was expecting at all. But I literally can't say one bad thing about this book. I'm obsessed with it. And as most people are, it is just so great. I'm obsessed.
Okay, I'm gonna say something so controversial.
I know, and I'm not happy about it, but
I started reading that book and I got halfway through. I was so bored. I literally couldn't read it anymore. I got so bored halfway through. So I don't understand, but
it's fine.
I respect it.
I don't understand the fantasy thing, so it's okay.
It's okay. You know? Sometimes not everyone is gonna like the things you like, and that's okay.
That's okay.
But what genre would you consider it?
It's definitely romance, but it's it's set in the 1950s. I read this so long ago. Maybe it's not actually, but it's set in the past, so it has some history kind of vibes. So, yeah, I just really love it. It's the cutest little romance novel ever, and you just never would expect the ending, and I love it so much.
Maybe that's why I didn't like it, because I didn't get to the ending.
Yeah, the ending is so good.
All right. So then my second pick that I will accept no criticism on is A Court of Mist and Fury. So we came onto this book show a couple weeks ago with our friend Maddie, and we talked about the entire series of Court of Thorn and Roses. But this is the best book in the ACOTAR series. I will literally lay my life down on the fact that this is the best book in the series. And if they make it into a show or a movie, it is going to be the best one, because it's just where the two main characters finally get together, and it's so satisfying and it's beautiful, and yeah.
Yeah, you do love that series, so it makes a lot of sense.
But yeah, so if anyone has to criticize any of the other books, I can understand.
Feel free.
But this one, please, back down. You cannot criticize it. So that's why.
Okay, and my last pick is Verity by Colleen Hoover. This is the book that got me into reading. I read this and I was like, oh my God, I've been missing out on reading for this long. And this is just the epitome of all the books I love in one. I'm obsessed with it. It is so beat up because I'm just bring it with me, and I've read through it a couple times, but it is just
How many times have you read it?
I've only read through it once, but I've gone back through it and read certain parts again, especially when the whole I don't know what they called the extended ending came out with that gold cover. I reread some of it and then read that ending instead of buying the whole other book, but this is just my favorite book. I'm obsessed with this book so much. I'm not even a really big Colleen Hoover person, but Verity it really did it for me.
Yeah, I've read a couple of the Colleen Hoover books, and I've yet to read Verity, but it's definitely on my to-be-read list, and everyone I've heard reading Verity has said that that's the best Colleen Hoover book.
For sure.
So I am excited to read it, and I can totally understand why that's your favorite. And
Yeah,
usually
it's
the
so
book
good.
that got you into reading is usually your favorite.
Yeah.
The ACOTAR series is what really got me into reading fantasy, so I feel like that's why I have respect for that author and
it's
books.
just the perfect mixture of thriller and romance, and
those
that's
are literally
my thing.
your two
That's
favorite
my thing.
genres.
So it works out perfectly.
Yes. Okay. Well, we have some sad news. This is our last edition of the book club, but we'll leave you all to your reading. We hope you have a great life. I'm Emily Regalado.
And I'm Hannah Algie, and we will not be seeing you next time on the chat box. We'll miss you so much.